Hello, and welcome again. I know it's been a while, guys, but back with another video here. We're playing UC again, which is Unholy Crusade. Let me get a list of players up real quick. Myself on purple, Pond on dark force. This is the AKA for pirate, Amdir, Ether Dragon, Murdoch, Syrian, and this is an AKA for Stonified on light blue here. So this is just a pretty interesting map. It's actually pretty long. You actually get to see some, well, basically you get to see Mass win a game. It's kind of funny. So I've actually kind of learned my lesson now on purple, and I've learned that if you stick Hanks here, basically stop Dotrion and Chiron from just really messing you up. I'd highly recommend getting him on max ups first in an effort to kind of fend them off a lot easier. Now this is a classic light blue move here. I mean, it's just really important to kind of pressure red by himself. Now this is a really interesting op from whites. I don't know if I can recommend it, but hey, it worked out. He did lose some hull, but it's really not that big a deal. Anyway, back here, so I just have Carl and Valerie out here kind of backing him up a little bit. It's nothing too serious. I believe he has his ARB here, and yeah, spy there. There's a lot that goes on in this map, so I guarantee you I will miss ops left and right because, I mean, there's just, there's 8 players, there's just way too much to keep track of. I don't know whose ping that is. I'm pretty sure it's Murdoch because he wants them to go and kill that. Dark Force comes in to intercept. Now, Amdir, I like Amdir's playstyle. I think he's a pretty good player, honestly. I'm not 100% sure what he's doing here, if I'm being fully honest, but it appears as though he wants to take these out, which is fair, yeah. I just have Carl getting a couple more pot shots off of this fortress. Gosh, which one? That's this one. I believe that was probably Koritz, honestly. I couldn't tell you for sure. Like I said, a lot going on. Then I have Hanks up here. Pretty simple up. Hanks and max up will destroy that base, assuming you handle it correctly. And then I actually head over here, essentially immediately after. Now this one is not handled well at all. I mean, I take a lot of spine damage. Or sunken damage. I mean, Arid is now below 50% damage because I was really slow on the Dark Storm, and then Dark Storm's kind of funky on the edges. You can kind of get messed up there. This is a pretty solid op from Dark Force there. And then I get out there because Brown sends his DT. Now it looks like someone else. Nope. Dark Force is out there. Where's he sending Hween? Okay, so here he comes again. Now, I just send Erd so that way I can actually get the stasis off on him if he's, sorry, Rothos, not Erd. If he stasis Rothos, that means that I can stasis his art basically because he's not gonna have enough energy, and then the remainder of my units can essentially fight off the remainder of his, in a fast enough time where if he recalls in his units, it's probably not the best idea. So Tartaroth just gets that one shot off. This actually ends up living for a very, very long time. And there's that. He's just using his Reaver to clear some turret stacks, and green is just clearing some turret stacks over here so he can get at Granado or whatever. He leaves. He gets stasis. and I believe, yeah, he literally just kills the lurker. He debatably could have stayed for the medic, but yeah, that's kind of one of the inherent problems, I guess, of leaving that there. Now I believe he can just kill this, assuming, of course, I mean, this is something you really don't want to mess with. Yeah. I don't know what he attacked there. That was odd. Was it the ARP? That's really weird. Yeah, so, and then Carl is stasis down here, so he gets unstasis, and I'm up here as well. So I didn't hotkey my dropship. He dies, and then, like, you can see I don't really drop immediately. And I cast 2 Darkstorm because I'm panicking. And I end up getting it, but I lose quite a bit. I actually almost kill Cracks here. One more shot, and then he brings Kanadas over, so it's time to leave. Just one more shot would have killed Rufus, which would have been really, really bad. Where's the stemmed marine? What? Oh. Yeah, this is a fire bat. This is really unfortunate. He really wants to kill Lucian. Doesn't really go too well for him. I believe he gets chat drop that, yeah. But yeah, he kind of goofed that. Death Clan is really strong. You really don't want to fight them head on, generally. Over land, especially. Over the air, you can fight Marjaroth and and blue is just prolific with this zealot. It just brings the dropship back. So right now he's on 1, 2 bases. I'm saying kill blue because brown isn't really up to much, and neither is Dark Force. And when I say blue, I mean this blue. Although you can see the Dark Force colors are kind of messed up. And here comes red again. Now what he can do is he just sends 1 in, right? And one of those heroes can easily clear basically all of those turrets. There's not a whole lot you can do. You can see Hanks is over here in this dropship. So as soon as he does that, well, he goes, okay, well, I'll just send in Chiron. So I de-web him with Valerie, but he's still able to clear all these turrets because it's Chiron and he doesn't care. And I believe I get this down about half health before he de-webs, yeah. So unfortunately not much I can do there. And unfortunately Tolis gets that 1 shot off, so I take like 1,000 damage on him, you know, quote unquote unnecessarily, which was pretty unfortunate. Now he gets that off, which is pretty nice. Dark Force is over here. I think he wants to go for Ceratol. Couldn't actually tell you. Maybe he wants to go for this one. Don't know. You know, I actually didn't see that on my mini map when we were playing either. So he loses that. Stoney's over here. He wants to try and pen Araxton. And I'm still getting pressure over here, though literally he almost dies, which is kind of ridiculous. Yeah. So between Dark Force and blue, it's just it's a rough life. It is a rough life. It's a lot of air, and you can't really fight it off the carrier because just due to the way that carriers are carriers operate. You kind of can, but it's not easy. You can kite the PC theoretically infinitely, but the scout will take you down, and the scout kills his shields in like 2 shots and kills the BC itself in 4 shots. So it's not easy. Should be noted that BC is absolutely beastly. So he stasis Valerie, and I am able to use Rufus to kind of, you know, push him off. Yeah, and then white and brown are, I don't know, they're doing some weird things. Other dragon's pretty new, so I think he's struggling a little bit. I do think it's a little hilarious that he's both arbs here. Oh, this is a funny up. So you can actually see Stony up there. He's actually going for stuff up there. He actually gets the stasis. Now he brings in all three. If you ask me, instead of targeting the scout, he should have targeted the BC. Maybe do some damage to that. This is really unfortunate. He actually recall stasis. So literally everything is, well, not everything, but nearly everything is stasis here. Now he's using rain in his mask to actually clear some turrets. Now these max damage ghosts will actually do pretty okay damage, not great. We'll do some damage, better than nothing. Definitely. So here he comes. Okay, yeah, I killed that one. Now he brings in Koritz. Now Koritz takes like 3 shots, but still from the Zealot, but still manages to almost kill Serenid, or at least put it to 50%. It's kind of funny because this is what I'm talking about. Like you see, he actually put his recall on the base, and that's because the base is actually, like you can see, I'm clicking the base right now, right? Which is like, I don't know, it's kind of funky to me. Like there's some areas where, in my opinion, you shouldn't be clicking the base, but you are. So I actually kind of, I mean, I've made that same mistake. I'll say that. It's kind of unfortunate, but you know, there's worse mistakes out there that you can make. Yeah, and then I believe I'm sending Hanks out here because I wanted to go for Tosca. I'm pretty sure they can just see me the whole time. I mean, they have vision on Zarankia or Zarantia, so it's not, you know, they can probably see that if they can or if they do. Really not that big a deal. You can see Amdir is now down here again. I think he wants to clear these. I don't. Ooh, Pirate? I guess Pirate knows he's there. He doesn't know exactly where he is, but he does know he's there. Now this is really funky. So he actually brings everything back, and that's just because Zarankia, I'm gonna call him Zaranki from now on, I don't really care, is, you know, hitting this turret. I think that's a mistake in my opinion, but it's kind of debatable. Now this is the part that's really unfortunate. I mean, he somehow gets a spy on me, and I leave my BC up there, and I wanted to bring, actually I wanted to offensive stasis red and stuff, but I mean, between, you know, 5 heroes, 2 arbs, and 4 corsairs, pretty much dies instantaneously. I would have had to have seen that on my mini-map, but I was actually upgrading at the time. It was kind of funny. So he gets out alright. Not that big a deal. That's Dark Force there. He is still clearing these turrets because, well, frankly, there's a lot of turrets to clear, and it's not easy to clear through all these guys. I mean, between these 3, that's a lot of anti-air. Now, here's Kanatas, and wow, I can't believe he almost died there. Oh, and that was unfortunate. We missed it. That was really good fight here, I guess. Dotrion dies there, which is his Archon. Oh, and then oh man, I can't believe I missed that. Damn. So I used Carl to kill Dark Force main. And I have Rothus hidden here in case, you know, he wants to try any fighting business. The problem is Rothus really sucks against Chiron. Due to the explosive damage. I think that Red is really hard to fight in my opinion. It's not impossible, but it does kind of suck to fight him. Jeez man, Blue has cleared a lot of turrets here. Now he's coming here. He destroys that. I mean, geez, Austin, and I actually like the way he combos Darkstorm with Austin. It's a little bit more APM intensive, I guess, and arguably riskier, but the fact that you come out of every single op, all you have to do is heal shields, well, pretty good if you ask me. So he immediately gets stasis here, but he still has Zarankia killing turrets, which is ideally what's going on. I believe he just lost the BC there, so he now has 1 ARB. Brown's over here, you know, clearing some turrets and stuff, I guess. That's cool. Yeah, okay, no, that was one of Black's arbiters. I'm almost certain that was Austin again. Yes, it was. So, I mean, Pirate's on 1 base, but actually getting to him, especially with Austin, would be almost impossible. And he just bails immediately, which is probably almost certainly a good idea. I mean, fighting that is a bad idea. Shando would kill him under Swarm before he would actually be able to do anything significant. So, overall pretty good. The problem is, well, I'm pretty sure Green's the only person on our team with 2 arbiters. I don't know that for a fact though. So he should see this white. I'm pretty sure that's white's only arbiter. This is pretty funny. I'm pretty sure Dark Force lost his other arbiter right there. I'm not sure why he charged in so far, but what are you gonna do? But basically the heroes just kind of clear this. With 9 upgrades, these guys actually do pretty solid damage, but it's not. It's not enough, really. Now I want to finish Brown because he's just on this space, and the space. The problem is his main is actually really hard to actually get to. Now yeah. So he actually gets the offensive stasis off. I believe he clicks on the arbiter when debatably he should have clicked like right there, because what happened was Hanks actually lived, and also Angron at max ups managed to get an extra shot off. So that was quite unfortunate for him. Yeah, and there goes Akarin or whatever. Oh no, Dragon died. Oops. Missed that. I believe that's his Guardian, but don't quote me on that. Ouch. Ooh, taking some hole there. You can see these recall, they definitely require a bit of finesse, a lot of timing. It's not really easy at all, honestly. He can heal 50% full damage on him, just make note of that. Pro tip, if you ever see Ether Dragon on BNet, tell him he's a dick for killing that medic. But you can see the game's kind of slowed down because a lot of people have really lost so much that they're kind of crippled, honestly. Oh, and you know, he tries this up, but you can repair the base. If he does manage to stick Rain nearby, I don't know about that one. And Murdoch, this is actually kind of funny. So he stasis Valerie. See him coming, so I just stasis Zarb. That's literally all he has as far as I know. I'm pretty sure he still has, what's her face? Helene or whatever. Bloody Lady. Who is just broken. But, you know, with him having literally nothing, there's just no point in him staying in the game. So, I'm saying this is literally never going to work. Because it probably is never going to work. Also, he just died up there. So I have Rofus here. Now this is where I goof like pretty hard. I actually take so many extra sunk hits right there because he's right on the edge. He's actually right on the edge right here. But I get away with yeah, 21 health. There's 490 damage on that. I was a little sad. I actually got pretty good RNG on that one. So I'm not that upset, but it would have been really nice to actually have killed that. The reality is, you know, once again I was slow on the swarm. I think I do it incorrectly. I think what a lot of people do is they actually hit U and then click on the dropship, whereas what I'm doing is I click the dropship to go, say, from here to here, and when it's close to dying, I just, you know, rapidly click on the icon, which I think is actually a mistake on my part. I think if you do the unload all function, it's far more effective at keeping you alive. Now, what I would love to see is actually blue stasis this ARB and actually like try and kill the base. Easier said than done, but still it'd be pretty neat to see. Gosh, is there like an op going on? I can hear these photons going off. Oh, yeah, they're just clearing these guys. I do want to see this green op because this is pretty interesting. Now he actually gets these two, so these two spores aren't hitting him the whole way, and it actually means that he can get a lot further. So instead of having to drop like there, he can drop up here. Boom, one shot. So he also got pretty lucky on that RNG. If he had to drop much further, there's no way it would have worked. But yeah, I mean that's what I was talking about. This is the kind of move I was looking to see. Unfortunately, for him, Pirates use it, so not much you can really do about that. This is what I'm talking about, though. This mass, this is max mass out of white, max upgrades. Pretty much max army size too, for that matter. It's kind of funny because, you know, he gets all this stuff and he's just running through these defenses. Zealots are just, I believe these have 100 armor. So Zealots hit for 590, so 290 times 2. So they're doing 380 per hit on these guys, which is, hey, pretty good. Can't complain about that. You can actually see this is the blue with the giant army. So, yeah, I mean you can see it just how large his army is. It's kind of terrifying. I believe this is Philos in his dropship. And I send this dropship with Hanks in it. I believe I go here, or I think I already went there with him because this is damaged. Oh gosh, what did I do with Hanks up here? I forget. This is pretty funny. He just kills his ghost hero because he can. And then I sent all my mass over here. So I mean I have just as large of an army as him because I have 4 bases that are all spawning. This only spawns elites at their second castle, which just got done. Except that's not actually. Oh, okay, yeah, sure. It was a second castle. So I start to spawn Goliaths, which I didn't know because I never got this spot in an EC before. This is kind of funny. He thinks that this was vulnerable, but it is not, which is unfortunate for him. Oh yeah, that's right. This is what I did. So I wanted Hanks to come down here and kill these turrets because just make it a little bit easier for air to come down here. But he kills all 5 spores, which is quite frankly a lot less spores to deal with. If I still had Carl, if I hadn't lost him like a nub, I could probably kill him. With just those, I probably would have had to de-web Connell. Wow, he gets 2 dragons a turn on this base. And he's only on second castle, as far as I know. Yeah, he's got 2 castles. So that's pretty broken. Not really, but if you want to know what broken is, you gotta look at these guys. I mean, look at the stats on those siege tanks. 825 damage, Jesus. They're about as good as these guys, which are actually broken. 1050 damage versus air. It's just a classic like elite Goliath spawning. Started in Wop Wop. It's kind of stuck around since then. I believe this is the finishing move. Yes, sir. There's Pirate. Pretty I wouldn't call that a simple op, but you know, it was well executed. Fortunately, Brown doesn't really make good use of his arbiters, in my opinion. There were a number of times where he arguably should have stasis. He was in range to stasis, but this guy just missed it. Or it's not that he missed it; he actually reacts to it and like sends his heroes to defend or something like that. But for some reason, doesn't stasis when arguably the priority should be the opposite. I mean, obviously it's extremely situationally dependent, but you could argue that point. For some reason, blue has a medic up here. They tend to follow mass because they're stupid, but actually a pretty long aggro range. And then he's using Chatroth. I mean, he only has one ARB. If there was ever a time to go for his main, now would be now. Oh wow, these guys are really good. I've never seen these guys before. If there was ever a time to go for his main, that would be now. Hey, 2 dragons here. So I mean, if you ask me, blue's best option right now would be to just send Austin and just go on a rampage and just try and kill as many white bases as possible. Unfortunately, I don't think he realizes that white is one-arbed. Man, it must feel really slow if you're white to be only on 1 scout. Feels bad. Oh yeah. Oops, sorry, I forgot to show you guys that one. That was Rufus. That's why he's like pretty low on health and all that jazz. Yeah, I mean he's set on 3 tanks right now, which is just whew. Good. I don't want to mess with those guys. Rain gets stasis. Zerankia does a bit more damage. He has 55 kills, but so you can see that marine pathing is kind of funky. I think sometimes they do some really nutty stuff. So that was really unfortunate for Stoney there. But hey, what are you gonna do? Now, what I'd really like to see is Pirate come up here and just dust this, but I believe he comes down here instead, which is I'm also perfectly fine with, because hey, I mean this base has got to die too, right? No discrimination in that regard. You know, I can't really complain about that. This is when I realized I had 3 Goliaths just sitting there. They're just so broken. Wow, that was a really funny recall. And then there's that. I'm still pushing in here, but yeah, I mean you can see the game is pretty much over. Now white is coming up here. He still has a scout. He could come in pretty much whenever. Oh, Hanks, beautiful bastard. He's so good. But yeah, I mean you just bring the ARB in. I don't know if he had stasis available or not. Even if he did, wouldn't matter. And now it's just pawned with Fanola, the last base of the game. And white is just kind of recall striking his way there. And he just GG's out. So, yeah, I mean, it was an interesting game. Not the typical players in a lot of ways. Some ways. Some typical, some not. But I had a lot of fun with it, and it's one of the only replays that hasn't been glitched lately. I'm going to play a number of 2v2s, hopefully, shortly, and we can kind of analyze those. Those are a lot of fun. They're a lot less hectic, and they're a lot easier to learn from, and I can kind of show you people's perspectives a lot easier in that way, as opposed to running around and watching 8 different people try and pull off, like, you know, ops and here we go and, you know, all that jazz. And, you know, we didn't really see anything like super technical. I don't recall seeing any like double ops or anything like that. Like I was extremely conservative, like with Hanks, like Like, normally that's not a particularly difficult double op, but I just wanted to make sure Hanks got out alright, and then I send Rufus over here to kill this. Whereas, while Hanks is killing this, you can actually set Rufus up under Darkstorm, have him target this, swing back over to Hanks, recall him, swing back over to Rufus, recall him if he's in trouble, or you can leave him there to try and clear out the rest of these turrets, because if you actually clear all these out, you're really not that far from Brown Main. Brown Main is, in my opinion, one of the hardest bases to actually kill. The other one being Temple of Blood, where you have to have Chiron die. Green Main is really hard to get to. Soluth or Illidar, Capital Suluth. I feel like I watched that die quite often. And then this base is actually really hard to get to as well. Incron is actually surprisingly easy. From what I've seen, I've actually killed it a number of times in the recent games I've played because you can actually get an offensive stasis off. That's not easy, but not that hard. Rufus like 5-shots it, and Hanks does too. So between the two of them, they can just, they can kill it very quickly, and oftentimes there's not much they can do about it. Anyway, that's it from me, guys, so I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.